Hey everybody, my name is Shazanae, and today I am going to be starting I don't really want to call it a series because I don't know if I'm going to do like a series of these videos or if it's going to be more what I'm thinking right now is just like random videos, or if you guys request this kind of video or anything like that, or if something happens where I feel like I should turn on the camera and talk to you guys about it. But a lot of you guys know that I work with customers. I work in a restaurant. I'm not like a waitress. It's kind of hard to explain how it works. But regardless, I deal with customers, and I deal with customers' food. I'm a cashier, I'm a food preparation, I'm a cook, I'm a waitress, but not the way that you're thinking of. Like, I go to weddings and parties and waitress, and I do barbecues, and I do a whole range of things at my job. But needless to say, I work with customers. Now, I notice a lot on YouTube, there'll be a lot of let me rant about this store, let me rant about this employee, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's good and dandy. I watch those videos from time to time, just from random people, no one I'm really subscribed to. And some of them I get a laugh out of because the employee was genuinely being rude or just stupid or like ignorant or whatever. But I watched one not long ago where the girl who was doing the video actually I don't know, she was bashing the employee, and she really had no reason to. She was like, they should have given me free stuff and free blah blah blah. So basically the point of this is the video is coming from the employee's point of view. And I'm going to share with you guys anonymously, not me, but the person I'm talking about, some of the crazy stories that I have dealt with at work. I'm going to tell you right now, these stories are honest to God truth. Whether you want to choose to believe them or not, I'm not going to exaggerate them by any means, but daily I deal with somebody. Sometimes they're worse than others, which the worst ones you'll probably the worst ones are probably the ones that I'll record and tell you about. But they're not to like relive old memories and stuff. I just feel like you guys would get a kick out of hearing some of these ridiculous stories. So the first one that I was thinking about today that actually makes me still laugh to this day. So I wasn't personally either working that day, or my shift hadn't started yet, or for whatever reason I was in the restaurant, but I was in the dining room eating. So I was eating, and I was in the corner, one of the corners of the restaurant, but it's pretty open, like you can pretty much see the whole restaurant. And you could see like the counters where the employees were working. From, pretty much wherever you sit in the restaurant, you can see the counter. So, excuse me. So this woman comes up to the counter and she orders her food, and my two aunts actually happen to be working behind the counter. And she's ordering food, whatever, she's fine. So I'm just sitting there eating, not really paying attention to her in particular. And then she gets her food and she's being packed to go. She's taking it out. And you can hear her, because some people will just talk loudly, like not that they're angry, they just have really loud voices. So you could hear her, and she asked my aunts if we have if they have wet naps that they can put in her bag. And at my restaurant, we actually don't carry any wet naps. Honestly, if you need it, you can just wash your hands in the bathroom, but we just don't carry them. I mean, we do offer ribs, but they're not like a big thing there. So we're not like a big barbecue place or anything. So really, wet naps are just kind of like whatever if we don't have them. So my aunt had informed this woman that we didn't have any wet naps. And usually people are like, oh, okay, that's fine, and they'll walk away. Honestly, some people get a little bit disturbed by that, including this woman. So there I am sitting, I'm eating and listening at the same time. And she says, so she's like, we don't have any wet naps. And she's like, what do you mean you don't have any wet naps? And my aunt was just like, we don't carry wet naps. There's a bathroom literally 5 feet from you if you want to just wash off your hands real quick. She's like, no. She's like, I don't need to use it right now, but what if I want to go on a picnic and I need wet naps? Guys, I shit you not. Like, none of these stories are lies. I swear to you. I was like, mid-bite. I was like, like, that was my exact reaction. And so the woman couldn't see me. Like, she was not paying attention to me, but she was almost, like, directly in front of me, a little bit off-center. So as soon as I heard her, like, what if I want to go on a picnic and I need wet naps? I was just like, I was like, oh my god. So at first I thought, like, okay, maybe she's kidding or whatever. And my aunt's like, well, I'm sorry, but we're not supplying you for a picnic. We just don't have any wet naps. And she's like, this is ridiculous. She's like, what if I want to go on a picnic and I bring everything, but I want wet naps and you guys don't have wet naps? And at this point, I realized that the woman is dead serious, and I don't know if my aunt really even knew what to do, like, to take it seriously, or I'm dying laughing in the corner, so I'm probably not helping her, because my aunt was facing me, and the woman was facing my aunt having this conversation, so my aunt could see me laughing. And I was just like, you have got to be kidding. So at this point, I put my fork down and I am trying so hard to keep my composure. And she's like, so the woman continues on about how ridiculous it is that we don't have wet naps. And then she proceeds to ask, can I talk to the owner? Now my aunt, the woman that she's talking to, is actually the manager of that place. And she's like, well, I'm the manager. I can help you if you want. She's like, he's outside working on a car right now. He's underneath the car working on it. So she proceeds to not really say anything, but she snatches her bag and storms out into the parking lot. I'm dying laughing. I go up to my aunt and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, that woman was serious. She's like, I didn't know what to do. Like, she was freaking out about wet naps. So the owner comes in probably about 10 minutes later, and I'm still sitting there eating, and it's quiet in the restaurant, so you can hear, like, their conversation. And the owner goes up to my aunt, and she's like, this woman just came outside while I was under the car and peeked her head under the car and says, why don't you have wet naps? Like, you've got to be kidding me. So at this point, I am dying. Like, my ribs are hurting. And he's like, nobody could have warned me that this woman was coming out to yell at me about wet naps. He's like, what do you want me to do? We don't have wet naps. But, oh my god, that was probably one of the most non-intense things I've ever seen at work that I'd probably talk to you about. But it was probably one of the funniest things I had ever seen in my life. And seriously, guys, people that work with customers deal with this. A freaking wet nap. Oh my gosh, but I thought that'd be a funny story to share with you guys. These particular videos probably won't have any specific title, like, you know, like customer service stories or anything like that. Or actually, it's down here now. Or anything like that. It'll probably just be like, no wet naps. I want to go on a picnic, something along those lines. So just keep an eye out for those videos. I'll do these once in a while if I think of a story, or I'm still working for about a month, so if any stories pop up that I feel... actually, one thing happened yesterday that I'll probably keep for another video. Because some of these stories are very short. They're just very quick confrontations, but definitely worth talking about. So if you like these kinds of videos, please leave a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed it. Also, if you work in customer service, I really appreciate everything that you do. Trust me, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, even if it's not just wet naps, it'll be something else stupid. But if you have any funny stories from dealing with customers, please leave that down in the comments below. I like to know that I'm not the only one that has to deal with this kind of stuff. Also, subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any new videos. My Twitter is also on my channel page, which updates automatically every time I upload a video. Also, my Instagram link is down below if you want to follow me. I'll post a couple times a week, I would say. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!